class, welcome to week 2. I hope that things are going well, and this week we are focusing on general education, which are the basic 41 hours of classes that all students take. So I want to talk to you a bit about that, but I also want to introduce you to the concept of authentic leadership. As your professor, I'm leading this class, and some people would say that I need to be super dressed up and buttoned up and serious to be a leader. Think of all the leaders you know. They definitely have some different characteristics. And something that I really enjoyed studying during my doctoral work on leadership was the concept of authentic leadership. And authentic leadership means that I'm comfortable sharing with you who I really am. So I now share with you the cornfield. This is the cornfield that's across the street from my house. And sometimes I sit on the front porch and enjoy watching the corn wave in the wind. It's different if there's a storm. It's different if it's early in the morning, and it's something that I've really enjoyed. And I think part of the reason I've really enjoyed it is that country living is new to me. I've lived here 2 years, and it has been a total change in my life. I grew up in Owensboro. I went to Owensboro High School. Go Red Devils. And then I went off to U of L, L's up, to college and grad school, and moved from Louisville to Chicago, and then moved to Los Angeles. And I did my doctoral work while I was out on the West Coast. So I moved back to Owensboro about 6 years ago and adjusted to living in a town that size. And then 2 years ago, I met this great guy and decided to get married, and he lives on a family farm out in Ohio County. So my life is totally different, and I'm sure you can relate to that because your life is probably totally different now that you're a college student. Even if you've taken classes before, you were living at home, maybe you were taking those classes through your high school. So I know that even if you've had some college classes before, right now it's a really different experience being immersed as a college student. So I hope things are going well. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Yes, I have on my workout clothes because I want to model to you that daily or regular exercise is really important for you. For me, it helps with my stress, but it just also makes me feel less sluggish. I sleep better. I make better food choices when I'm working out regularly, and it's just a fun way to break up my day. I used to think, if I didn't get up and exercise at 6:30 in the morning, then my day was, forget it. I couldn't go back and exercise later. Now I don't believe that. I fit in exercise whenever I can, and I'm working remotely, so sometimes I exercise it in the middle of the day when I have a break. Sometimes I exercise during lunch because I have a break then. And so with your class schedules being hybrid, you probably have more free time than you normally do. I would encourage you to consider some form of exercise using your YMCA membership, something like that, that I think will help you manage stress, fight off the freshman 15, and just feel better altogether. Couple of announcements. I am doing conferences with all of you all. I started last week, and I met with Jaden. Jaden is a student who's been remote for a couple of weeks. He'll be joining us in class next week, and I also met with Roby. Really enjoyed those conferences. The intent of the conferences is really to get to know each other better, so they're very informal, just chatting about what you're interested in studying and just kind of what your life is like, what's going on. And I'd like to do conferences this week with more folks. Now, I did reach out to some folks last week through email, but I didn't hear back, which makes me think you're not checking your email every day, and you must do that. That's how the college communicates with you, so please do check your email. So this week, I would like to meet with Bishop. Bishop, send me an email. Abby, send me an email. Monte, fellow Red Devil, send me an email. Jeremy, send me an email. And Taylor, send me an email. All right, so send me an email and give me a few times and dates that could work for you this week. We're just going to talk for about 20 minutes. I'm going to send you a Zoom invitation, and we're just going to connect. So please, you know what? I'm going to pick one more person. Who else? Clarissa. Clarissa, shoot me an email. Let me know dates and times that would work for you this week, and I will set that up. All right, a couple of questions that came up in last week's class, and thank you for folks who are bringing questions. That's awesome. That's part of what this class is about. So Brody let me know that there were questions about double majoring and about minors. So I just wanted to touch a little bit on that today. Yes, you can double major. Most people don't because to major, it takes 120 hours, and for most people, that's 15 hours a semester for 8 straight semesters to graduate in 4 years. Now, maybe your plan is not to graduate in 4 years. No problem. We'd love to have you longer. But if you're on that kind of schedule, a double major, honestly, will be tough. Also, need you to know that a double major must be within the same area. So what that means is if you are majoring in English and you're going to earn a Bachelor of Arts in English, your other options are other degrees that have a Bachelor of Arts. So, for example, history. You could double major in English and history, but you couldn't double major in English and chemistry because chemistry is a Bachelor of Science degree. So just look into that. If you're interested, you can find more information in the academic bulletin that's online. When you go to, at the top of the navigation bar, I am current student, click on that, and then you've seen a long list of topics come up and you can connect there. The first one is going to be academic bulletin. So spend some time looking at it and researching different degrees, and you'll be able to find out if a degree is a Bachelor of Arts or a Bachelor of Science. There are a handful of degrees that there are both offered, but for most people, a single major is going to take up all your time. But you might want to consider a minor. And a minor is when you take 18 to 21 credit hours in a certain subject, and it just gives you some additional expertise. So there are lots of situations where this could be really helpful. For example, I've been working with a student who wants to do a business degree and focus on marketing. Okay, that's a great major. And they're thinking about communication too. All right, well, they could minor in communication. And then in addition to having all the coursework to be a business major and to work in marketing, they would have the additional expertise of having communication experience in classes. So there are lots of majors that having a minor could be really helpful, could give you a leg up. If a employer is looking at 2 candidates and they both have the same degree, and they both were good students and they both were involved and they both present really well, but one of them brings extra expertise. They've made the effort to minor in something, and so they bring extra expertise. That can really be a leg up. Again, you can look in the bulletin and you can see which majors offer a minor. Not all of them do, but you can find that in the bulletin and do some research there. For most minors, there's a set number of classes that you have to take, and there are prescribed ones. These 4 classes you must take, and then you get to pick 2 or 3 other classes. Not all of them work that way. Some of them say, here are 6 classes, you take these, you get the minor. So if you're interested in that, do a little research in the bulletin. Okay, also today, this week, you've been looking at general education, and you've watched my snazzy video, and you've looked at designing your life. And that's really what we're talking about. You get to choose what you want your life to look like. Many times we just fall into different things in our life. People say, oh, it just happened, it just turned out this way. But I would say to you, you get to choose how you want your life to be, and you get to be intentional about that. But that involves doing the research, making good choices, developing a plan, and following that plan. So this week we're learning about general education and those 41 credits that really lay the foundation for your liberal arts education. And so you've had a time to look at the worksheet, I hope, which is in the class resources when you go to Brightspace. If you haven't, Brody can always pull that up and you guys can look at it. This is actually the worksheet from last fall. The one for this fall has not been fully updated yet, but this is very close to what it'll be. I'm not sure there are any changes at all. But I want you to take some time and look at, yes, you have to take 6 hours in social sciences to fulfill this requirement, but what are you interested in? Are you interested in political science? Are you interested in psychology? Are you interested in geography? So there are different things that you can take based on your interest, and if you're starting to think about a minor, this is a good time to start thinking about it. There could be a class that you could go ahead and take as part of your general education requirements that could be one of those 5, 6, 7 classes that you'll need for a minor. So think about that. Again, you don't have to take a minor. It's just something that came up last week in class, and Brody let me know that you guys needed more information. Okay, next up is that Brody has a worksheet that he is going to hand out to you, and he's going to talk with you about general education and some of the upcoming choices that you'll be able to make. And I hope that you will be involved with this and that you will participate and that you guys will have a robust class discussion as you begin to look at how you want to intentionally plan your time at Wesleyan and what classes you want to take. I hope you guys have a great week, and shoot me an email or a text if you want to connect. And for those of you who have asked to schedule a conference, please do send me an email today so we can get that set up. Take care. Bye.